Sad news yesterday coming from the London clinic. The former President Muhammadu Buhari gave up the ghost yesterday at an undisclosed London clinic. And we commemorate with the family of the late president. You know, no matter what you think about the late president, he was still somebody's father, he was still somebody's brother, he's still somebody's son. But now the larger conversation is that these people trying to gaslight us and telling us that we shouldn't speak ill of the dead is a really form of gaslighting in this context, because if the person that happens to be dead actually lived a good life, left a good legacy, you don't even need to tell people. For this idea of forced money, trying to tell people or gaslight people into not saying their mind or not saying how they feel about the late president. Now, 2011, when President Yar'Adua died, people were visibly shaking. People were hot. People were crying. I can remember I was in primary school. I was in secondary school then. It was everybody was dumbfounded. You could see the goosebumps, coming down all over people's body. People desperately loved this president. His policies, the 7-point agenda, it was very popular. But what is the legacy of President Buhari, late President Buhari rather? Shop banning Twitter in 2021 when people were protesting. Limiting our free speech. NSAS movement. People died. There were victims of NSAS. It was under his watch that there were victims, hundreds of victims that died during the NSAS protest. Lack of cash in 2023. People died because of lack of cash. ASU strike here and there. So you cannot tell me now that people are trying to eulogize the president, which is fine. But people that have conflicting opinion about how his administration, he wasted 8 years of our lives. Very unpopular policies. Insecurity was almost 63,000 people died via insecurity under his presidency. So you cannot tell us that we shouldn't mourn, or we should find a way to make him into a matter or something. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't at all. So if people's policies and people's lives should speak for them, not when they die and people start telling us not speak ill of the dead. If the dead person did something, or we'll talk about it and nothing will happen. So yes, we commemorate, we sympathize with the family of the late president. He was still their father, but his policies ruined the country. Even as a military leader, he's part of the cabal that ruined this country as a military dictator and even as a civilian president. So people should stop gaslighting us. These boomers stop gaslighting us, telling us not to speak ill of the president or speak ill of the dead just because they happen to have died, which I sympathize with. But we still point out that his legacies have been tainted. The legacies were so bad for Nigeria. Many people died under his watch as president. So pray for the happy repose of the late president. It's a sad day in the country, losing a former head of state. They'll give him a free, befitting national burial. That's all we owe him. And pray that God gives his family the beatitude and the fortitude to bear this loss. And on a lighter note, Chelsea FC won the FIFA Club World Cup, the first edition in this format. The odds were against us. Everybody was saying PSG were going to win us. The wingers, they should do couldn't even pass the Cucurella test. Palmer was cooking Mendes left, right, and center. So Chelsea, we've completed club football. When we finished winning the Conference League, they said it was the Farmers League, that they brought out the new tournament. We completed club football, then they brought out the new tournament, and we still went ahead to win. Shows the resilience, the tactical persuasion of our coach. Shows that we're a team and we're ready now to compete for the league. So I congratulate all Chelsea fans around the world. We did it against all odds. That's all I'm going to say about that. So make sure you like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you see anytime I drop another video. I love you.